Hey guys, welcome to Pillow Talk with Joe. I'm Joe, and I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about just some stuff I've been thinking about, what's on my mind. Currently, I was actually just watching some Tony Gaskin videos and just catching up on some daily stuff, daytime TV. And something that just kind of popped into my head was just thinking about actually my past and what I've gone through in the last few years of my life that's culminated to who I am now, where I am, where I'm going, what I'm trying to do. And this is kind of a mission for me personally to really challenge myself to be open to live authentically, as I say all the time, and to really live for just love alone. And that's love of myself, love of what I want to do, my family, my goals, my personal story, and I want to be able to have a platform to do that. And so I'm doing what I know and what I feel. And I sing, I talk about pretty much everything under the sun. And it's really just me being me. I don't really have an end game or any, intent really aside from just wanting to show people that it's okay to be out there. It's okay to embrace who you are as a person and to stop apologizing. It took me a really long time to stop that. It took me a really long time to just be Joe and be okay with who that is and all that she comes with. It's something that me and Lano, my husband, talk about a lot. We recant our past all the time. We go through stories and we tell each other the same things over and over again. We go through, our journey, and it's actually really therapeutic because I've noticed that every few years we kind of go through this major aha moment of like, wow, like this, we've been through some shit, you know what I mean? And then we like to go through those memories, even the good one, the bad ones, the painful ones, because we learn something new each time. You know, to put it into perspective, he just was away a few weeks ago, probably like a little over a month ago. He was in Chicago for business for a good 2 weeks, and I think I definitely posted a lot about that. And it was crazy because he was gone for this long, and it was like 2 weeks of me being on my own with the kids, and we'd been just partnered like this pretty much together, like exclusively with all of the challenges of life and living together actively pretty much since about 2008. And so we've definitely gotten used to being together, and probably a good 13 years of us never being away from each other for more than a day or two. So it was actually funny because we talked all the time, and there was this strange like urge and desire to just like stay connected, and it was really fun, and actually revealing. We talked about a lot of things, and something that stood out in particular was we were going through one particular memory that was definitely something that was kind of like a make or break in our relationship at the very beginning. It definitely tested us. And I didn't think that I still had any kind of emotion towards that time. I thought I had let it go. I was free of it, and to be honest, it probably took me a few years to get to that trust, but somehow of just kind of like, we've talked about it before in the past, I just kind of like buried it, but somehow talking about it again, and it probably, I want to say, well over 5-6 years since we had brought it up again, And I was surprised that I actually had a lot of emotion built up because of that. I actually was surprised myself because I like fell apart and bawled, and I think it took me by surprise. It took him by surprise. That was kind of like, oh wow, you know. And I'm very thankful because I have a husband and a partner in life who's really good about looking into himself and trying to really put into action the things that he says and the things that we go through, and it's really been all about being friends first and being authentic first. So I say all this to really just make the point of, yeah, there are things in our past that are definitely very painful to revisit. I have way too many to count, you know, and I can relate to so many things on so many different levels, you know, from, you know, trouble in your life from as a child, you know, abuses, domestic violence of any kind, and things that you may have witnessed as a kid, even abuse to you personally, sexual abuse, and really being open about uh, the things that hurt you, people that have hurt you, the things that have scarred you, traumatized you. And I think that what made those things so much easier to overcome in a sense was really because all those things I finally started talking about, definitely to my husband, and I'm growing in this myself. This right here is not what I do usually. So I really encourage you guys to go on this journey with me, and definitely use my story, use my words, and take it into consideration and thought, and really uh, find that in your own journey, in your own path, and really be okay with being open. You know, be okay. Do not apologize for sharing too much, or share what you want to share, because the hardest thing in life is to be yourself and to be open and to be real. And we say it all the time. It's the trend to say it, but how many of us are really living it? You know, I definitely believe in being authentically you in any way, shape, form possible. We all have a story to tell. We definitely only have one life to live. As cliche as that is, it's true. So why waste that time being sorry about the things that you've gone through, especially things that you couldn't have changed? You're here now. You have a story to tell. Tell it in your own way. And that's it. I'm really, really excited to even have an opportunity. I'm blessed for every perspective that I'm I'm given, and I definitely like to be transparent as much as possible. And so this is me. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. More to come. Bye.